Are psychic abilities real? Well, let's talk about intuition. Some of us have really strong intuition. We dream of things, or we have a strong, a gut twisting feeling when something bad is going to happen, or we have a certain itch or a tingle when something good is going to happen. And some people may think it's superstition or it's a coincidence. But these factors, in my opinion, exist in all of us. Some, just like anything, some people have it better and have it more than others. See, everyone has intuition. Therefore, we all can foresee some things or some ways to a certain extent. There is boundaries and limits to anything. And I will I will give in detail and elaborate further on those limits and boundaries in another video. But for this one, I want to discuss whether it is real or not. But rather, whether psychic abilities are real or not is not the question. We need to discuss intuition. I'm going to give some examples on intuition that I'm sure many people have experienced. One of them is, remember back in a time, in a space in your life where you live with your parents or a roommate, or maybe you have a spouse and you were home alone and you knew you were, but you get this feeling that comes over you that you are not alone. Now you call out some people's names, you go downstairs or you go through the house and you're kind of thinking, oh, I'm going to find someone. Maybe someone came home, and nope. As far as you can see, as far as you can hear, you're still alone. You may turn up the TV or the radio and turn on a couple lights and just ignore the feeling, but you sense someone being there. The truth is, someone was and someone is. It's just you don't see or hear them. We'll get out of the paranormal intuition and into something more in the real. Well, paranormal as well, but more in what we can see and hear with the naked eye. So let's say you're at home by yourself and you get this feeling, you get this little itch. You want to look out the window. So you lift up the blind or you move the curtain and you see one of your family members or whoever you're staying with, they're coming home. Or they're going, like they're walking up the stairs, and you're like, oh my gosh, it was perfect timing. I look out the window and here they come. No, that's intuition. You sensed someone was coming and they were. Here's another example. Have you ever thought about someone more than once a day? And all of a sudden, you're like, you know what, forget it. I'm going to call them. And they're calling you as you're calling them. Intuition. These instances are examples of intuition. Some of us, most of us, shall I say, have an intuition when it comes to our normal living environment, our daily routine, people that we see and that we're around every day, and most importantly, those who we are bonded with. We can sense when something is wrong, or we can sense when something is different. But you have some people who intuition, so to speak, goes beyond that, where they don't even really have to know much about you. And it could be this, you probably never seen this person a day in your life, and it could be the very first moment and day you met this person, but they can sense some things personal in your life, presently, or in the future, or from the past. And not everyone has this. But don't feel salty because what strengths you have, the people that possess this gift or this strength probably don't have. You got to kind of take your life as it comes and as it is, and understand that with every good thing, there's some bad. With every bad thing, there's some good. When I'm speaking of gifts. So just appreciate your level of intuition. And I'm using that word very loosely. Appreciate your level of intuition. Because for those who have an extremely strong and in tuned level of intuition that surpasses their own personal lives, it can be very terrifying, stressful, and draining. Personally, I think that it is much easier to go to someone and ask them what direction you should go. But what if there was a way to strengthen your ability to sense it for yourself? And there is. And that's going to be like discussed in another video. So I guess I got like 2 videos on this subject matter that I would, have to make. But yes, it is a real thing. Speaking personally, there's different types of, I guess you would say, psychic abilities. You have some people that use touch. They touch someone and they can sense things. You have people that don't need to touch they don't have to touch you or anything that you possess or anything that belongs to you. They have spirit guides and they have the intuition to tell from distances. And then you have some of us who use conduits, or they use cards and pendulums and things like that as a medium between the reading and the person to, give answers to whatever the person is asking. You have some who strengthen in the present, meaning they can tell you what direction and what kind of decisions that need to be made in the present. In the present meaning within the moment, within the few months that you, or few weeks that you, have coming up. And then you have some who only can read the past, and some that they have more strength with reading the future. And then that's not really where it ends. You have some who are really good with illnesses and wellness. They can sense what is needed for you on that, and health wise and things like that. And then you have some people, one thing we all would appreciate, considering this, this level of existence that we're in, where we need money, but some people that are gifted in finances and wealth and things like that, they can sense directions and choices and draw in those type of energies. So there's different types of clairvoyance, and I think that it's up to you to decide, for yourself, whether it's real or not.